Alright, here's another tear sheet mailing, just invitation size envelope with a post-it note. Clearly nothing done there yet, but that's how you do it. Here was a tear sheet that was mailed to me that just wanted to show you. It's actually a pretty good one. You can see the blue ink there. Which is good, but I don't know if that's fake or real, which is probably, I guess, the point, huh? It definitely stands out and just adds kind of like that personal touch to it. Like, your friend sent this to you and put some markings on it for you to help you out. Here is Goldenrod FSI, which means freestanding insert. I mentioned I was mailing these tear sheets out, and what also you could do, freestanding insert is basically you take your article, you put it on a different kind of paper. In this case, this was Goldenrod, which is that color. It's thicker paper too, but put it on a certain kind of paper, fold it up, and then what happens is it gets stuffed into newspapers, or I should say insert it, hence the name. But it just gets thrown in there, and then when someone's reading a newspaper, this falls out. So freestanding insert. So what you can do, it's basically just taking your one marketing piece and using it in different ways. So that's what this is here. That's a perfect invitation envelope right there. And again, clearly that's the same article. There's the girl. Here is a different style. I put magazine style because it's hard to tell in a picture, but that paper there is actually, it's like a magazine type. It's kind of got a shine to it. It's a little thicker. This is actually another friend of mine that he sent me. That's why I blocked out the faces there. In case he sees this. You can't see though because of the glare, but in the center there in the picture is they're kneeling down with a dog, which dogs and kids and women, they're the top three that get the most attention. So I actually heard stories that some people were borrowing their friend's dog just to get pictures because they didn't have one. So they were doing that. If you have to do it, hey, do whatever works. But they generate attention. So right here, you can use it. You can mail this out to people, or what some of us were doing. We were using this as an SFI and putting them in newspapers, where you can mail, like I said. Here's just an example of colored paper. Got the yellow and then like a fluorescent pinkish red here. Some handwriting on it. That I'm pretty sure is actual. I'm sure it is because it's really sloppy. That's actual handwriting, and then you just make copies of it on that colored paper, and then you're all set. Here's another example of colored paper. This is the standard size, 8.5 by 11, but clearly it's different colors, and obviously that's going to stand out, especially if that's mixed in with some white paper. This is a great example of using testimonials. You can see each side of the paper has two testimonials. If you flip them over, there's two more. And then that blue piece of paper there is the actual sales letter. So that's a great example of using colored paper as well as using testimonials. Alright, dollar bill mailing. Basically you take a paper clip or you staple a dollar bill to the top of your sales letter. You can either use a fake dollar bill or a real bill. I've seen both of them used. But stating the obvious here, if you use a real dollar bill, then you just added $1 to the cost of every mailing. So that's going to add up. Basically, when you do that, you tie it in by saying something like starting your sales letter off with, I attached a dollar bill to this letter for two reasons. One, I have something important to tell you, and I want to make sure I got your attention. Two, since what I have to tell you can make you a lot of money, I thought using this bill was very appropriate. Or you don't have to use that verbatim, but it's just to give you an idea. And here's an example, something I got. This I don't know if you can make that out, but that's a $1 million bill, which clearly is fake. I'll go to the next slide and you can see it up close a little better. There's up close. There you can kind of see the start of the sales letter. And I don't know if you can tell, but right in the middle there, that's actually stapled to the paper. You can use a staple or just paper clip it. And either way, you're going to add a tiny bit of bulk. It's not much, but you'll add a little bit of bulk to your envelope. Alright, the popcorn envelope. You can mail your letter in a popcorn box. You don't really need to tie it in, because here it's just kind of a gimmick just to grab your attention. And if you got a stack of mail, obviously a popcorn box is going to stand out. Although if you want it, you could include 2 movie tickets, which will kind of tie into the theme. But last time I checked, movie tickets are about $10 a pop, so that's going to add up. So you don't really need to do that, but again, even without a tie-in, it's going to stand out. So here's one that I got. It's hard to tell from the picture, but that box it's about the size of my hand, maybe a tiny bit bigger. But clearly this is going to stand out. It's going to get noticed. It's an actual box. You know, it's a thicker card. It's not real thick, but it's a thicker cardboard. And if I wanted to, I could fold that up into a rectangular box. So in this particular piece, there's actually a CD inside of it, just to let you know. Alright, a wallet mailer. You can mail your sales letter in a fake wallet, and here's what I'm talking about. This wallet here is it's actually just made out of paper with a print design on it to make it look like a wallet. You can see top right, you got a little bit of copy there. I would view that as like a headline, and then on the left you got it looks like fake credit cards, and the bottom picture there, that's the front. That's where you clearly put the stamp and the mailing address. And here's the letter that was inside. I want to put more money in your wallet in 2008. So there's the tie-in. You can't see, I don't have a picture of it, but behind that letter is a fake bill. I think it was like a $100 bill or something, but it's another way. Obviously money goes into a wallet, so there's the tie-in. Alright, trash can mailer. Basically you use little metal trash cans, then you crumple up your letter and you stuff it in a can. And you clearly can't tell from the picture, but that trash can's maybe 3-4 inches high, so it's real tiny. But it's definitely, again, if you get that in the mail, you have no choice but to open it, because you know what nut job's gonna send a trash can in the mail like that. The J Squirrel letter. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but real quick, you should ideally put a paw print on this, like the squirrel mailed it, because the whole point of this is it's kind of cheesy, but it's funny, is that there's a squirrel that's living outside your office, and he's the one that's writing this letter. So it's really weird, but it's definitely different, and it gets attention. I'm not going to read everything here, but it says, "Hey, are you nuts? Believe me, I know a nut when I see one. If you haven't taken Vagabond 007 up on his credible offer," and it goes on, yada yada yada. Here, I'm Jay Squirrel, and I live in a tree behind Vagabond's house. I'm writing to tell you, just this morning I was sitting on a branch, and then it goes on and on, talks about some offer that I have. And again, if you want to, you should put I couldn't find one. I didn't really look hard, but just grab a clip art picture of like a paw print and put that on there, just to even, cheese it up some more, I guess I should say. Also on the bottom, you can see here, you can add in a small bag of peanuts just for a grabber and to make it lumpy. And then of course the headline again is, "Are you nuts?" Alright, here